Good morning, good morning, good morning to you. Good morning to you. Woo! All right, clearly my voice needs to wake up this morning. I have not spoken, even though I have been up and getting ready, but clearly I have not used my voice. Let's try it again. Words not functioning. Happy Mother's Day, everyone. Okay. Clearly, it's going to be one of those mornings. Hi, if you're here, say hello. I will get the chat going, or at least log in so I can see what's happening. I'm trying to get myself ready here. So I haven't even introduced myself because it started so blah, blah, blah. All right, so hi. My name is Patricia Rivera-Wolfson, and I'm a coach and an energy practitioner who helps people simplify transformation through the Me First method, which I developed over 12 years ago and use it to help my clients and myself get through personal challenges. So if there is something you are struggling with and you're looking for some support, you're in the right place. So let's get started. For those of you who do celebrate Mother's Day, happy Mother's Day. I truly, truly hope that if you're a mom, that you get the day that you really, really need. Whether it's rest, whether it's fun, I hope it's filled with love and laughter and beautiful memories with your children, if that can happen for you. And I also like to take a moment for anyone who has a challenging relationship with motherhood or with this day. Whether you're a mom or not a mom, identify as a mom, have a mom, or she's no longer here, or maybe it's complicated. Today can be whatever you need it to be. I am sending love and healing to anyone who needs it on this Hallmark holiday. And speaking of which, I decided, let's find out the history of Mother's Day. So if you're interested, I found something on the Encyclopedia Britannica website. So let's look. So Anne Jarvis, this is so, okay, I'm going to tell you what it says because I read this and I loved it, all right? Anna Jarvis of Philadelphia, whose mother had organized women's groups to promote friendship and health, or originated Mother's Day. Sounds great, right? On May 12th, which is today, May 12th, 1907, she held a memorial service at her late mother's church in Grafton, West Virginia. Within 5 years, virtually every state was observing the day, and in 1914, U.S. President Woodrow Wilson made it a national holiday. Ooh, that means it's an anniversary today. Yay! All right, but I'm going to continue because I thought this was interesting. Although Jarvis had promoted the wearing of a white carnation as a tribute to one's mother, the custom developed of wearing a red or pink carnation to represent a living mother, or a white carnation for a mother who was deceased. That wasn't the part I was getting to, but also good to know. Over the time, the day was expanded to include others, such as grandmothers and aunts, who played mothering roles. Very important. As an aunt, I can confirm. What had originally been primarily a day of honor became associated with the sending of cards and the giving of gifts. However, and in protest against its commercialization, Jarvis, the one who created it, spent the last years of her life trying to abolish the holiday that she had brought into being. Okay, so there's a little information for you if you wanted to know about Mother's Day. The woman who created it saw that it became this, Hallmark holiday of gift giving and cards and spending money, and that is not its purpose, and she wanted to cancel it. So let's make Mother's Day today what it is intended to be, which is just a time to enjoy yourself and spend time with your family, if you can do that. All right, so let's encourage that. All right, so I want to move on, and we'll do a little Me First warm-up, and then I'm going to pull some cards, and I'm actually using a deck. I haven't used this deck in a long time, but it's very appropriate for today, and it's called the Mother's Wisdom Deck. Isn't that beautiful? It is humongous. Look, it's like the size of my head. Okay, and it is by Nikki Duart and Elizabeth Marlin. Illustrations by Jenny Kostecki Shaw, and it's just a beautiful, beautiful book of cards. Now the cards aren't this big. It's just that the cards are pretty big. Look, but beautiful, beautiful artwork. Well, that's upside down. Okay, so we're going to pull from this deck today, but first we're going to do our usual me first routine warm-up ritual to get us into the groove. And so I'm going to do that by starting to light my candle. But before we do this together, please right ahead while I go grab my supplies. Not that I'm going anywhere, but while I grab my supplies, you can go ahead to YouTube and just subscribe to my channel at Me First TV. And you can ding that notification bell so that you can get notifications when I go live. It would be great. And if you haven't yet gotten your free Me First TV guide with simple transformation practices, you can go into the description. The link is there. And you can go ahead and do these exercises on your own. Do some of the Me First method on your own to get yourself calibrated, to get yourself regulated so that you can step into your day with the clarity and confidence that you deserve. All right. Okay, so let's go. Light the candle. I did a lot of ba-ba-ba and not getting ready. That's all right. That's the usual. Just ask my parents. Not that my parents know that anymore, but I haven't changed much is what I meant by that. I'm like, that's hilarious that I'm saying ask my parents. Well, I guess you can't ask my husband. Okay, so I've lit my candles. This is, Mom, if you're watching, this is the candle you bought me for Christmas that I haven't used in a long time, and we're now using it on the show. So thanks, Mom. It is Mother's Day, so happy Mother's Day, Mom. My mom is far today. My mom is in Lisbon. Or actually, I don't know if she's in Lisbon, but she's in Portugal right now, which is awesome for her, not so much for me, because we're far and we can't celebrate together. But I do have plans to go out for lunch with my mother-in-law, which I'm very excited about, because it's just the two of us. And then we'll do dinner with the family later. So let me know if you guys are watching what your plans are today. If you are celebrating Mother's Day, what your plans are. If you're not celebrating Mother's Day and you would like to tell a story about your mother who is no longer with us, I would love to hear it. Or if you'd like to share any other story, please feel free, because I want to hear. All right. This thing keeps turning. Okay, so here we go. Let's start by taking 3 deep breaths. And we are going to take a deep breath in, and then we're going to hold for 5 seconds, and then we're going to release for 10. And we do this because we want to signal to our body that everything's okay. We want to calm ourselves down. And by extending our exhale, we are letting our parasympathetic system know, that our nervous system know that everything's a-okay. Because if you were in real danger, you could not take longer to breathe out. You'd probably be hyperventilating, right? If you're in real danger, you're like, That's why the key to calming yourself down begins with somatic exercises. It's like it is getting your body into the state of calm. That's why people tell you to practice breathing and stuff like that, because you have to get your body on board first. Because even if your mind is, saying everything's okay, you have to connect the two. You have to connect your mind and your body, and of course your emotions. Everything is connected. All right. So let's take 3 deep breaths right now. And if you are a mom today and you are setting up for your day, hopefully for a wonderful day, this exercise is also good if things don't go as you had anticipated today, and you get overwhelmed and stressed out or annoyed that you're still cleaning up and washing dishes even though it's supposed to be your day off. You can just take a few minutes and do this exercise. I recommend it highly. Okay, here we go. Deep breath in. And we're breathing in through the nose and holding for 5 seconds. And then releasing for 10. Good. Now let's do that one more time. Breathe in through your nose. We're going to hold, and then we're going to release, breathing out like you're blowing out a candle, okay? And I'll try not to actually blow out my candle. Oh, forgot my essential oils, guys. Totally off this morning, which usually happens. Oh, and this is the one I'm using, my Head Ease from Organic, what is it? Organic Infusions, also a great company. This is actually the one I use the most. My hair is weird today, whatever. Trying not to care. Just showing up. All right. Let's take 2 more breaths, okay? Just bear with me, people. I'm just getting started today. All right. Breathe in. Hold. And release. Okay, last one, let's make it count. We want to take a deep breath in. We want to increase that capacity in our lungs. We want to hold it so that our lungs get used to being at that capacity of breath. And then we're going to release with pursed lips so we can control our breath and release any and all things that no longer serve us. Okay, let's do that again. Last time. Okay, awesome. Now let's do some stretching. Once again, it is really important when you're trying to calm yourself down to begin with the body. You start with the breath, then a little stretching. And this stretching helps to release some of that stagnant and stuck energy that's in your body, that's causing tension, that eventually creates pain. You want to release that. You want to let your body sort of breathe. And you want to breathe out any tension that you feel, or breathe in to where you're feeling pain, sort of like breathe healing energy into the parts where you feel pain. Sometimes, like when I stretch my neck, I feel a lot of pain. And if you're into yoga, this is a really great way. Please go ahead and stretch out and do some yoga to help your body. If not, just something simple like stretching your head, your neck, your back. I mean, I'm sitting, I'm not going to do my legs right now, but if you can stretch all of your body, even just for a little bit, and start releasing some of that sort of stiffness, that's going to help you in your day and help you release some of that stress, okay? And now we're going to shake it out. Hi, Krista. Happy Mother's Day, my friend. I love you. Okay, let's shake it out, shake it out, shake it out. Again, shaking things out, it releases that energy, helps you to let go of that stuck and stagnant energy. Aside from shaking, if you want to do some dancing, that's a great method too. Dancing is even better, but we don't have a lot of room here, or I don't have a lot of room here. And my goal is to show you that in just a few minutes, you can bump, 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 do something, reset yourself, and get moving, all right? Okay, so now I'm going to say a prayer, set an intention, call in the guides and our spiritual support system to guide us through the rest of this session and help me with the cards that I'm going to pull and come in and give us the messages we need to hear. So let's do that now. Divine Mother, Infinite Father, Creator, Ascended Masters, Archangels, Spirit Guides, my love, ancestors, and all beings of 100% pure white light, allow me to be a clear and open channel of your light and love without hesitation or ego. May the highest vibration of infinite consciousness connect with my higher self and release any and all things that no longer serve me. I ask that Saint Germain and his infinitely powerful violet flame burn away the things that no longer serve myself or humanity and hold us back from divine existence. Help us to embody our intentions for the day and help us raise the collective vibration for the highest and greatest good of all. Thank you, thank you, thank you for sending the collective messages that they need to hear. Please send your love and blessings to all the mothers and non-mothers, aspiring mothers and hopeful mothers in the world today. May they receive the messages that bring them strength, clarity, and courage to step forward and move as the mothers that they truly, truly want to be. May we all be able to bring health and humanity and healing to everyone so that we may grow together. I love you, I love you, I love you. Thank you, thank you, thank you. So be it, and so it is. Hi, Sean. Oh, it's so nice to see you here live. Thank you. Thank you so much. Okay, so let's... I turned that over in a way that was not awesome. Okay, but let me pull up these cards. So like I said, I'm going to use a new deck called the Mother's Wisdom deck. And I'm going to start off with a collective message for mothers, okay? And like I said, I don't use these cards a lot, so we're just going to see what they have to say. I'm going to use, the booklet so that we can get the meanings and find out what Spirit wants to tell us, all right? So let's see. For those of you who have not yet had a coffee or a sip of your coffee, please join me. All right. These cards feel nice. I haven't used them in so long, but they're a really great deck. The last time I used them, and it was for moms, may have been even for Mother's Day. They were just so impactful. All right, so let's do that. So I'm doing the Me First card pull. And so the Me First card pull that I do, and this is going to be the Me First card pull for the collective. So we're going to talk about M is movement or momentum, right? So what moms need to focus on in terms of their movement or momentum. E is energy. F is focus. I is inner work. R is relationships. S is showing up. And T is trust. So as mothers, my question is going to be, what do we need to know about these channels that we can tune in our lives? How can we move forward with the clarity and confidence of mothers who are healing the world? How can we bring healing to ourselves and to others in the most impactful way? That's the question. How can we bring healing to ourselves and others in the most impactful way? Okay? Because mothers are all about healing others. Right? But we do. And the Me First, this entire Me First method, purpose, my mission. The Me First mission. Ooh, maybe that's what I should call it. The Me First mission is for everyone to take care of themselves first. Tune your instrument first, right? Be grounded and have a strong foundation so that you know where to go and how to come back to yourself when you get distracted or lost or overwhelmed. It's really important that we have a strong foundation, each of us. But I will say, as a mom, I'm speaking to you moms out there who have kids that drive you crazy or spouses that make you nuts, and you're holding the fort down and you feel like you're the only one that is doing everything. I want to say, I see you, I love you, and you got this. And also, you can put it down, you can stop, and you can take care of yourself when you need to. And in fact, it's your responsibility to take care of yourself. It's your responsibility, yes, to take care of others, but if you're not taking care of yourself, you're not going to be any good to anyone else. Okay, the cards are ready to speak. Let's go. Okay, M, E, F, I, R, S, T. All right. Oh. Okay, here we go, people. Let's rock. All right. Oops. Jeez. Okay, the first card. The first card. So we're talking about momentum or movement. That's really what this card is about. Look at this beautiful card. Okay. So gorgeous. Just take a look at that. Look, it's like peace. This little dove of peace, which we all need desperately, okay? And it says the Pythia, intuition. So what that tells me is that your movement, your momentum, how you are moving through the world, the pace with which you are moving through the world needs to be your own. You need to connect with your pace, with how you can get into your own flow. It's really, really important because very often we're looking outside of ourselves for, to kind of keep up and be like, okay, am I on track? Am I doing the right thing? Am I going as fast as I should? Is this where I should be? Is this how I should be moving? We need to stop the shoulds, Mom. You guys, or moms, you know what to do. You know how you need to move. You have to take into consideration your life, your experiences, your capacity, and when we're talking about capacity, how old your children are, how much you're able to do right now, what you are able and capable of in this moment, considering all of your circumstances. You need to tune into your intuition and know how to move and what to do, okay? That's your choice, nobody else's choice. Don't let other people tell you how fast or how slow you should be going. They don't know what you carry on your shoulders every day. That is for you to know and for you to decide, okay? And I'll read what it says here on intuition for the message. Oh, geez, I don't know how to look for the answers in this book. Hold on. What is this? Let's see. Oh, okay. The Pythia. I don't, because they're split up into like, all right, just stay with me, all right? The Pythia, found it, intuition. Oh, this is an ancestral mother card. Ooh, so exciting. Okay, guys, you're with me here. 103. Just got to keep an eye on the time because I have dinner. I have lunch reservations at 12:30. Let me just make sure I'm doing this appropriately. All right, 1:30 we said, right? 1:30. No. Come on. All right, that's where my brain. Thanks for your patience trying to find the page, but I'm going to do it. I don't care. You can wait. 103, not 130. Oh my God, I am not dyslexic. And even if I was, there'd be nothing wrong with that. Just saying. All right. The Pythia, intuition. Okay, so the shadow is reason. Ooh, so like the shadow of this card is reason. So if you're trying to think too hard and trying to think things through, this is not what you're doing, okay? That's what we're talking about when I'm talking about movement or momentum. Don't do what you think you should be doing. Do what you can do. Do what feels right, okay? This is a card about opening up to what lies beyond our five senses. Intuition asks you to look deep inside yourself for the source of wisdom, just like the Pythia, a line of priestesses who were considered the Oracle of Delphi and spoke on behalf of the gods. Sorry, I'm like looking this way. Let's try this again. I forget I'm on camera. Hold on. Okay, so they were considered the Oracle of the Delphi and spoke on behalf of the gods. Your intuition is the voice of divinity that resides within. At Delphi, the oracle sat in the inner sanctum of Apollo's temple where no one else was allowed to enter. Honor the prophetic lineage of the Pythia by cultivating your intuition as a sacred private matter. When you are struggling with a question or choice, seek insight through stillness. Articulate what you are hoping to clarify and wait for a response. The answer may come in many forms: a chance encounter, a premonition, a sudden momentum toward or away from the matter at hand. As a complement to stillness, look to spontaneity. Step outside of your routine, take a new path through the woods, observe your surroundings as if you were seeing them for the first time. Then, using the principle of synchronicity, allow your intuitive self to interpret the signs. Nice. Oh, that's a good one. I really like that. Okay. Oh, wait, there's more. All right, I'll read the rest. Pay special attention to the area where many religions believe higher perception resides, the brow chakra, known in Buddhism, Hinduism, and Taoism as the third eye. It is here where mind, psychic impressions, and empathy converge. Enjoy this fluid realm of consciousness. Don't squelch your newfound awareness with analytical rigor or get too caught up in ideas of the future. Stay aligned with the present and concentrate on the right action as the Pythia advised. What does it feel like when you give yourself permission to heed this inner knowing? Okay. Yeah, okay, fine. It's a lot to read, and we have mini cards. So I think we got the idea. Basically, you know what to do in terms of your momentum and your movement and what steps to take next in the direction that you need to go. You have to decide for yourself. Oh, yay! Krista, enjoy brunch. I love you. Okay, watch later. All right, I'll talk to you soon. All right. The next card is about energy, right? So moms, where does your energy need to go? Interesting. The bear. Your energy needs to go in protection. And considering we're talking about intuition here as the first thing you need to do, moms everywhere, you need to protect your peace. You need to set your boundaries. You need to protect your sort of bubble that you create for yourself and for your children. Now, what I mean by that is you need to do what you need to do to protect your vision, to protect your life, to protect how you see things and how you want to move forward. It is up to you to sit in the foundation of what you need and what you want. So the energy of protection. And this doesn't feel like a fight so much as it feels like you build the walls, right? You protect yourself energetically from ideas, beliefs, from choices that don't work for you, right? And you move forward for yourself and for your family in the way that feels protective, in a way that feels like you are doing what's right for you. All right, and I'll look into that. Oh, guys, I have to find out where it is again. I have to find out where these things are again. But I won't read the whole thing because I do find them, they're quite long. Oh, this is the animal mother. So your energy, and isn't it fun? Isn't it funny that it's the bear with all of that, bear man stuff? I won't talk about it, but interesting. It's just information, people. Things that people say are information. It's up to you to decide what you want to do with that information. All right, so bear, number 43, about protection. Let's see what energy the moms need to step into right now, okay? So the bear, this is really interesting because the bear is protection, but the shadow of the bear, which is sort of the extreme on the other end, is aggression, right? We don't want aggression, we want protection. We're setting boundaries, we're not fighting everything that comes near us, okay? It's really important. Here's a quote. Many of us know we're not crewing a ship, but once again, learning how to read for you guys to see me. Many of us know we're not crewing a ship, but a teacup with sails made of memories of the worst and the best of what we've lived. And there, under one of the small rowing benches, is the life force protected under a worn tarp, still glowing. Our work to carry that forward unharmed. And that is a quote by Clarissa Pinkola Estes. Beautiful. Oh, hi, Rihanna. I love you. Happy Mother's Day. Ugh. I know these cards are so beautiful, right? All right, so here's what the message of protection is for the energy of protection that moms need, okay? Never come between a mother bear and her cubs goes the tactic, the tacit etiquette of the wild. Bears fiercely protect her young, shielding them from any potential danger. Her ferocious devotion makes a bear a symbol of motherhood in many cultures. The ancient Greeks associated Artemis, goddess of childbirth, protection, and hunting, with bears. And Roman legend tells how the infant Jupiter was looked after by two nymphs who later became the constellation Ursa Major, the Great Bear, and Ursa Minor, Little Bear. Bear asks you to consider if your protective nature needs fortification or if unwittingly it has gone rabid. As guardians of bear medicine, the best way to protect our young is to nurture their true natures. In fact, the phrase licking a child into shape comes from the belief that bears are born fragile and formless until their mother licks them into health. Once our cubs come into their own, we must also let them be. Kids will get messy, fall down, eat leaves, and behave with reckless abandon. That is the beauty of childhood. Our job as mothers is to keep them safe. Not turning, the page is not turning, hold on. And tame them to a degree, but not completely. Sometimes you may have to let them climb a tree and fall to learn for themselves the jostling consequences of poor judgment. She-bear wisdom asks us to be a bear only when it matters the most. Bear also warns us to not get caught in the trap of overprotection. Children have battles to navigate on their own. Only when pressed, when fighting against bullies and meanness and catastrophe, should you let your she-bear energy rip. Stand your ground, but do not sacrifice your power to violence. When you feel threatened, like you need to keep yourself or your child safe, you may overcompensate by becoming inappropriately aggressive. As mothers, how can we learn to protect without causing harm to others? Instead of lashing out, exhibit your strength through open-hearted dialogue and reach toward peaceful resolution. Bear reminds us to create a safe den for our cubs. Designate your home as a place of refuge by blessing it with a talisman of protection. Put up a wreath, a hamza, or a mezuzah, traditional symbols of protection on a doorway, or choose another symbol that resonates with your belief. From time to time, recharge your chosen amulet with the supreme defense against harm. Love. Isn't that just a great message for today, guys? How can you be protective without being aggressive? Isn't that the balance of motherhood? I certainly find it to be the balance for me on a daily basis with my kids. How can I be a strong and powerful leader without losing my shit, quite honestly? So we have to practice, and hence the me first practice. All right. Okay. Now the F is focus. Okay. Now the focus here, we're doing well on time, aren't we? Okay, yeah, we're doing well on time. I know we're going longer than we normally do, but that's okay. We're hanging out. It's a special day. All right. So the focus is Lady Godiva, humility. Interesting. All right. So what that tells me is your focus. Humility for me, it feels like being connected to who you are, embracing who you are, and also, but it's like internally connected, right? It's like you don't have to show up as something. You just have to be who you are. And with humility, with humanity, with kindness and compassion, all right? I really, the focus needs to be that we are all on a learning journey together. As moms, yes, we set the boundaries, we set the rules, we set the tone. And I always used to say that mothers are the energetic focus of the home, right? The energetic tone. If mom is happy, generally speaking, the home has a better or easier flow, right? This is, of course, coming from me, someone who is privileged, and that is sort of how my life looks, and many people who I know, their life looks like that. If your situation is different, then this doesn't apply to you, and I hold space for who you are and your love and your life as well, okay? But coming from my perspective, as far as I know, humility is important at this time for mothers, and that's the message from Spirit. And so why? Why is it saying that humility is important? So this is back to the ancestral mother. This is information from the ancestral mother, okay? And we're going to page 89 here. And I'll hold up the card while I read. Maybe it's nice for you guys to see the card while I'm reading, better than my face. Okay, so the humility is what you need, and arrogance is the shadow, right? So we have to always be balanced between the purpose and the excess, right? So the purpose of this focus is humility, and the excess of this can be arrogance. Humility, that low sweet root from which all heavenly virtues shoot. That's a quote by Thomas More. A medieval Englishwoman and mother who could not turn her back on the hungry cry of any child, Lady Godiva comes to you bearing the strength of humility. She witnessed how people suffered under her husband's heavy taxation and requested that the tax be lifted. In return, the Earl issued a seemingly impossible ultimatum. He would answer his wife's plea if she rode nude on horseback at midday through the streets of Coventry. Covered only by her hair, Lady Godiva won the challenge not by wielding a sword, but by yielding her pride. Take a moment to imagine yourself in Lady Godiva's saddle. A mature, aristocratic woman, you are relinquishing the layers of reputation and finery that normally protect you. Your fears and vulnerabilities lie naked and raw. What will you need to summon in order to ride forth? Lady Godiva greets you this day, urging you to consider how your true power can manifest through humility. Like humanity, the word humility stems from the Latin root humus, which is earth, and speaks to our inherent human dignity. Asks us to stand confidently in our basic nature, stripped of all pretenses. Motherhood pulls us into this place. There are no masks we can put on that won't be exposed by our mistakes or pulled off by our children. Never truer words have been spoken on that one. Okay. What might happen if we bare ourselves completely? Fearing the worst, we hide in the shadow of arrogance by belittling others, or we pretend false humility by belittling ourselves. Have you judged other mothers or their children to make yourself feel better, only to end up feeling more depressed? Do you ever whine, "I'm a terrible mother," hoping someone might rescue you with praise or pity? Lady Godiva reminds us that in order to serve the greatest good in your highest self, you must set aside the ego and reveal your empowered humanity. Whether you ride a high horse or the pity train, get naked. Okay, you do not have to be the best, just give yourself with a pure heart. You do not have to be perfect, far better to be honest. How can you divest another layer of conceit? Mothers cannot survive without calling for help, though we often fear this may be a sign of weakness. To the contrary, it is a strong and simple act of humility. In asking, you acknowledge that you too need support. In receiving, you bless the giver by recognizing the value that they offer. Lady Godiva teaches that the sweet roots of humility are uncovered when we honor each person as worthy. I got nothing more to add to that. That was beautiful. I love that card. Okay, so that's focus. Let's move on. So we now have, our movement momentum. Listen to your intuition, right? Your energy has to be focused on protection, creating the boundaries in your life in order for you to live the life that you want in the freedom of your safety, right? Of your abode, of the safety you've created around yourself and around your family. And we do this all, of course, with humility. All right, now the inner work. So what is the inner work? So the next letter, it's a me first pull. So I is inner work. What is the inner work that we need to do? Okay, let's take a look. This is the owl. Can you see it? Beautiful owl, right? And the inner work is awareness. Now, what does the owl say about awareness? Let's see. I would say the animal mother is what we're looking at. I'm learning how to look this up. 69. There we go. Okay. My kids would laugh at that number. Maybe your kids would too. I'm too old to find that funny anymore. I'm just joking. It's all still funny. All right. Owl, awareness, and the shadow is unconsciousness. All right. So hold up the owl card again to see if you get anything from that beautiful card. Owl hasn't exactly got brain, but he knows things. And that is a quote by A.A. Milne. Milne? We'll go with that. As mothers, we know things too, things that fly on the periphery of our rational minds. We know when our child needs a hug, when he needs to be left alone, when he needs to get outside and commune with the dirt. Owl, with her acute night vision and keen hearing, teaches us telepathy, awareness, and wisdom. But her perceptiveness goes beyond things of a sensory nature. Owls are experts at tapping into what's brewing beneath the surface. This is a skill, a mother's secret pride, our ability to read into our children's souls. Continually vigilant, Owl alerts us to things unseen by the naked eye. When Owl calls to us, we need to sharpen our powers of observation, starting with our own true nature. Just as Owl can turn her neck almost all the way around, bring your consciousness full circle to look directly into your own eyes. Use Owl's signature sound, hoo, hoo, as a remind yourself to ask yourself the ultimate spiritual question. Who am I? Who am I? Okay, sorry. Just as Owl swoops down out of the dark void, your truth can appear out of nowhere when you are attentive. And I think this is so important because it really is about the awareness of how we are showing up in the world. And this is the me first pull. And the reason I like doing this is because this is all about us. It's all about how you can show up in the world, how you want to be as a mother, as a person, as a human being, as a woman, as whatever you identify with or as. How are you showing up in the world? What are you representing? And how can you tune in to your sort of family's frequency? How can you tune in and bring everything together, right? How can you have the awareness of what is needed most from you and how you can show up and bring your medicine to your loved ones? Because that is what we do, but you have to be really clear on what that medicine is, right? So you have to take care of yourself. You have to be aware of where you shine and how you shine, and then show up shining as much as possible. All right. The next card is, are relationships, okay? So relationships, this is all about listening. Look at this beautiful card, the shell, listening. All right? So, I don't really need to look up the meaning of this card. We all know we need to listen, and in relationships, listening is the key. And it's not just listening, it's not just hearing the words, but it is listening to what is being said. And I think this goes hand in hand with the owl card, because we do have a way to really tune in to what someone is saying beyond their words, as that card said. And so when you're in a relationship, it really is about communication. It's not just listening, but trying to understand, listening to gain insight, listening to broaden your perspective, listening to find points of love and connection. That is the most important thing that we can do as moms in our relationships, is be that connector, right? And helping our loved ones to connect what is most important to them to the foundation where they can grow and evolve as human beings, right? As contributors in this world, right? We want to be great contributors to our loved ones by showing up, by listening, by holding space for them and not judging, all right? That's the most important thing. And not just with our loved ones, but showing up as much as you can in that way for everyone, for the community, right? It's mothers that are going to heal the world. That's my thoughts. Anyway, okay. Now, show up card. Oh, this is how you show up. So mothers, how you're showing up is this. Like the ocean. I mean, powerful, right? The ocean. Show up as source. Show up as all that is, right? What does that mean? Now, this one I will go into, but what this tells me is you need to show up in the flow. Show up with kindness and compassion. Show up as water, just moving through. And a water is also emotions, right? And I believe that us as mothers, we give people permission to be vulnerable, right? We give people permission to fall into their softness. And we need to show up in our own softness, in our own vulnerability, so that we can hold space for everyone else who needs that softness in their life. I think we all need more softness in our life. It has been a rough go the last few years. Okay, now I really want to read what it says about nature here. And I'm sure this is nature mother, right? Ocean, of course. Source is number 15. Okay, so here we go. Let me read that. Okay, so showing up as source, the shadow is neediness. Just like a wave can't separate itself from the ocean, we can't separate ourselves from one another. We are all part of a vast sea of love, one indivisible divine mind. All right? That's a quote by Marianne Williamson. When you pull source, it's time to stop everything, all effort, all thoughts, all concepts, and fall into the lap of the great mother. Every persnickety wave peters out in the vast ocean of being. Source reminds us of our true identity, where we come from, who we are, where we're going. It bathes us in the nectar of oneness. Ocean within, ocean without, no shore that separates. We are that magnificence. Just like the individual waves, you too can eventually fall back into the ocean. All it requires, letting go of form and seeing essence. Jewelry made from gold has many names, such as ring or necklace, but it's all gold. In source, differences dissolve. In our wombs, our babies swim in the salty waters of the amniotic fluid. Children swim naturally in the ocean. They are more fully immersed in it than we are. You can taste the salt of source on their lips and feel its softness permeating their skin. As we grow older, we grow away, but never completely forget that experience of total immersion. When you feel the currents of the ocean tugging at you, it's time to return to your true home. Fluent in the signals of absorption, children can tell when you have drunk from source. They look constantly for the portals that take them to the deep. Whatever you call source, love, being, God, make frequent excursions to her. Stay connected, people. This is beautiful. All right, and our last card for the Me First pull is Dear, okay? And this is all about trust and gentleness, okay? So, trust, gentleness. And isn't that perfect for moms, right? We are, I know these are all, I say we are, and they're all sort of blanket statements and generalizations, and for the sake of the collective, I do use a lot of generalization, for the sake of collective. For the sake of my audience, which I believe is all sort of people like me, moms like me, I say that moms are this way, but there are lots of other moms. There are moms that are not gentle. There are moms that are not healed. There are moms that are not welcoming. And as I said from the beginning, I want you to know that if you have that experience with your mom, or you struggle as a mom and don't feel nurturing or connected, it's okay. It's okay. If you're watching and you're struggling, I say to you, it's okay. And it just takes practice. And even if it seems to come naturally to some people more than others, it's still, if you have stepped into that role of motherhood, it is still a journey that you are worthy of, and that you can be the mother that you want to be, one step at a time, by practicing who you want to be as a person by practicing being kind and compassionate to yourself. That will extend to your children. And for those of you who just didn't have mothers that supported them, I see you and I love you, and I'm sorry that has been your experience. Okay, so now that I've said that, again, I just want to say that this trust card is about gentleness. So mothers, trust your gentleness. And this is the symbol of the deer, right? Isn't that just like, because of Bambi, that sort of mother, because of Bambi where the mother dies. I don't know how that, I don't know, but I guess it's like the representation of the gentleness being killed, which I do think that the world has killed a lot of our gentleness because it just pushes us to our limits. So if you don't feel very gentle as a mom, that's okay. We're working on it and practicing it together. But trust the gentleness, right? And let me find, where's my gentleness? This is the deer, so it's an animal mother. Okay, 49. Let's see what the cards say about this. I think all of us need to learn and hear a little bit more about the gentleness of the deer and take that deer medicine to heart, okay? So gentleness is what we're leaning toward, and force is is the shadow. It's what we're leaning away from, okay? Use a sweet tongue, courtesy, and gentleness, and thou mayest manage to guide an elephant with a hare. And that is a quote from Saadi. I apologize if I messed up that name. All right, so if you have encountered deer in your deck today, you are being courted by benevolence. Deer is a messenger of the wild divine, but you must adopt her gentle demeanor to receive her teachings. Sudden movements and loud voices cause her to flee. If you offer heartfelt song and genuine praise, however, she may turn toward you. Gaze into her liquid brown eyes to receive the blessing of her loving kindness. Entranced, you may wish to follow her back into the magical forest. But Deer asks that you remain where you are as an emissary of gentleness in an all too harsh world. This is your purview as a mother. Though rambunctious and noisy, children are intrinsically gentle souls. When they appear rough and rude, chances are they're attempting to shelter their soft-hearted nature by imitating the hard-edged world around them. However, with a mother's soothing touch and affirming words, you can invite your children's essential deer-like qualities. This is what humankind needs. The only thing more powerful than force is kindness, the conduct of love. So as kindness begets kindness, the deer, let me put the card up, sorry. The deer asks that you embody her gentle medicine to establish a lineage of courtesy and compassion. Our gentle mothering forms our children's primary experiences of basic goodness. As a foundational act of kindness, Deer keeps her children nearby, allowing them to wander only as they develop individual strength and sure-footedness. Consider whether your own children need close mothering. Do they clamor for your tender reassurance as they step onto unknown terrain or test a new set of wings? Play hooky from your worldly engagements to spend a quiet day together reading, dozing, dreaming. Deer nudges us into the gentle, reassuring sanctuary of home. I think that's a beautiful message, and I hope that it works for each one of you. That message is trust. Trust. The Me First pull ends with trust, so trust that your gentleness will get you where you need to go. That as a mother, you embodying gentleness is exactly what your children, what your loved ones need from you. And I wish you such hope and happiness and gentleness today. Now, I know there's a couple of people who are still on here, so I can pull a few cards. We still have time to pull a few cards for anybody that may want. I have the chat because I use Restream. I do have my chat, but I don't know if I always get all the messages, and I don't know which channels I get messages from. So I want to apologize in advance if you're messaging me and saying, I want a card, and I can't see it. But if you would like a card, please feel free to say, me please, and I will pull a card for you. I know Krista left, but you know what, Krista? I'm going to pull a card for you because you said you were going to come back and watch. So I'm just going to go ahead and pull a card for you, and then I'll tell you to go ahead and check it out, okay? So on this beautiful Mother's Day, Krista, your message is, dun, da, da, da. I don't know what it is. We'll see, and I'll read it to you. But these cards are so beautiful. that if you are a mom and you need a little gentle encouragement, I recommend you getting them. I can't even remember where I got them, I'll be honest with you. But I liked the idea of the Mother's Wisdom deck. And it certainly makes me feel loved and seen when I look at these cards. I do get beautiful messages from Spirit, and I really don't use them enough. Okay, Krista, here is the card for you. I'm just waiting for the cards to give me the signal that it's done. So what is your Mother's Day message, Krista? This is what we're going to do. Okay, I think we're good. Oh, you got humility. It just jumped right out of the deck. All right, so we had described humility before. And I think this is like the asking for help. So whatever it is that you're going through, maybe that you're struggling, and I know you well enough to know that you will ask for help if you need, and you're not ashamed to do it. But the other, to look back, what was the shadow? Let's go back to, where is it? Where is Lady Godiva again? Lady Godiva Humility. It was 89. Because I wanted to read that, I don't remember what the shadow is. Arrogance, okay? You are the least arrogant person on the planet, so this is not, you are not arrogant. But I will say, this is what I'm going to read to you, okay? I don't think did we read it? Oh, that was Unconditional Love. Oh, that's interesting. That was one that I didn't see. All right? So, I'm feeling the need to read this sentence. Whether you ride a high horse or the pity train, get naked. You do not have to be the best. Just give of yourself with a pure heart. You do not have to be perfect. Far better to be honest. I think that this is just, you are one of the most authentic people I know, but for whatever reason, this card is coming up for you to, maybe it's to not judge, that's the feeling that I'm getting, to not judge yourself for maybe needing support or needing help. Because I think that's something that all moms do, is that if we are in a position where we are not figuring things out, or when we're struggling or challenged with something, it's really hard to go outside of ourselves and ask for support or for help, because we have this very mistaken belief that if we ask for help, it means that we aren't able to do it ourselves, which is a reflection of our worth or our, success as a mother. And that's not true. Your success or your worthiness as a mother, as a person, has nothing to do whether or not you need support on your journey. Everybody's journeys are different. And I don't even think that this particular journey has to do with motherhood, but just you as a person and stepping into that incredible human being that you are. If you need a little support or a little help along the way, be kind and compassionate with yourself, because it is really hard to show up and ask for support. But when you show up and ask for support, you are also giving your children permission to show up and ask for support when they feel like they should be figuring it out on their own. And that is in itself a gift. Okay, so since nobody else has asked for a card, and that's totally cool with me, I just want to give you a quick reminder to please go ahead and subscribe to my YouTube channel. Go to YouTube at MeFirstTV, subscribe, and ding that bell for notifications when I'm showing up live. And I will see you next week. For all of the mothers out there, I truly wish you a wonderful, peaceful, and fun day. And for those of you who are celebrating or not celebrating, I send you love, I send you healing, and I send you hope. I love you all, and I'll see you tomorrow.